Hey my friends, this is Daniel Alley, and today I want to talk with you about 7 reasons why I decided to become an entrepreneur. There's so many reasons why people decide to start a business. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 reasons that I personally had to get into business and also to stay into business. Because as you know, 90% of businesses fail within the first 3 years. And I've been in business far more than 3 years, and I want to share with you why I've been able to create the success that I currently have today. So listen up. The first reason why I became an entrepreneur is because I had to. My friends, I was a bad employee. I wasn't good at listening to what other people told me to do. Not that I couldn't follow instructions, I just personally didn't like having a boss over my shoulder. I always knew that there were better ways to do things, and so I would test my managers, and they didn't like it. That's why I worked dozens and dozens of jobs. In fact, I had 40 jobs by the time I was 21 years old. My friends, I'm going to tell you something that's really important. If you know that you can't work for someone else, then you're going to do it because you have to do it. You're choosing to start a business because you know that you cannot work for someone else. So therefore, my first reason is because I had to do it. If you know you have no other choice but to become an entrepreneur, then you're going to do it too. This actually leads me into my second point. I didn't want to have a boss. Look, I personally knew that there was no leader that's going to be around me that is greater than myself. I knew that I had the strength and the courage to do things that most people were completely afraid of doing. So if I know that I don't need a boss, then I might as well become the boss. If you've ever worked a job where you were stronger than the boss or could handle more responsibilities than the boss, but you didn't become the boss, how would that make you feel? That's exactly where I was in so many different situations. Yes, I was young. Yes, I may have been a little immature at the time, but I knew that I could perform much better than the boss that I currently had at that moment. I was constantly reminded by my employer that I wasn't old enough, that I didn't have the experience, that I didn't fit into the culture, or even my skin wasn't their color. My friends, I'm going to tell you something that's very important. If you know that you don't fit into a certain place, then it's time to decide to move on or to become your own boss. Personally, I faced a lot of discrimination over my working years. It's something that you don't hear me talking about very often, but I can tell you that is certainly true. And if you found yourself in a similar situation, then you know exactly what to do. Don't work for someone who doesn't value who you are. Work for someone who values who you're becoming. And most of the time, if you're an entrepreneur, that's you and your future customers. The third reason why I decided to become an entrepreneur is because I really love people. I love potential. I love what people can become. I love that someone can rise from who they were to who they want to be. And a lot of times you'll find that potential can be trapped if you're stuck in a small environment. I knew that in order to become the greatest version of myself, I had to remove myself from negative environments. I knew that there's certain people telling me what I couldn't do and where I couldn't go and what kind of person I couldn't become just because they were stuck on a day job like I was at the time. But I wasn't gonna believe the lies. I would only believe the truth. A lot of times when we're confronted in an environment that delays our growth, that stops us from reaching our potential, we have to make a decision to move on to something bigger. And for me, the biggest thing I could think of was entrepreneurship. If you know that you've been chosen to serve millions of people, but you find yourself in a limited system only serving dozens or even hundreds, then you need to find a way to remove yourself from that situation, from that environment, from that system that's entrapping you, and place yourself in a bigger system that can help you to grow into the person that you know you deserve to be. The fourth reason why I decided to become an entrepreneur was that I wanted to create a legacy. I knew that my time, my energy, and even my money would be greatly affected for the next 50 years or longer if I worked for an employer. I knew that if I wanted to create a bigger legacy, I needed more time, I needed more energy, I needed more money. I needed to explore my talents and create products and services that would help millions and millions of people. And that's exactly what I've been doing. That's exactly how I've been serving. My friends, if you know that you need to create a legacy, then now is time to do something about it. Now is time to confront your reality and understand that now you gotta change your mentality. My friends, destiny is in your hands, but you have to do something about it. If you change the way you view things, you'll change the way you do things. Don't just go to your employer and clock in for 50 hours a week, hoping for a change. You are the opportunity. You have to make the change. You have to do something different. You are in charge of your life. You are the boss. And that's exactly why I wrote my first book, You Are the Boss, because you are the boss of your life. You are in charge of everything you're going to do, and you have a choice. In fact, you are who you are today because of all the choices you've ever made in your life. So make sure to get this book. It's always in the link in the description below. You're gonna love it. The fifth reason why I decided to become an entrepreneur is because I wanted to be more productive. I knew that in 168 hours in a week, that I could work at least half of that, 84 hours, to create the results that I wanted. I knew that I wanted to build a legacy, and in order to do that, I needed the time and the energy to focus on my craft, to focus on what I was creating, to focus on what I wanted to do. My friends, if you know how important it is to take control of your time, then you'll understand exactly what to do in order to take control of your life. Whenever you create your own schedule, it gives you freedom. But within that freedom, you have more responsibility. In order to grow, you have to learn how to manage and master those responsibilities in order to create more time for yourself. Which actually leads us into the sixth point. You get to control your schedule. You get to control your time. What I'm basically saying is that when I was an employee, I didn't have control of my time. I had to ask my boss for a break. I had to ask my boss for a lunch. I had to make sure that I left on their time instead of my own time. And I knew that I wanted to control my situation. I wanted to take control of my circumstances. My friends, if you feel tired working on other people's time, then you need to use your own dime to create your own time. And that's what it requires. It requires a risk. Yes, you have to risk your money in order to create your own time. You have to risk your resources in order to create your own schedule. You have to do things that 90% of people aren't willing to do. But that's the same reason why there's only 10% of entrepreneurs in the world. Because in order to become an entrepreneur, you have to take control of your schedule. You have to take control of your money. You have to take control of your people. You have to do everything you can within a limited time frame in order to make sure that you can use your resources in order to create more and continue to grow. Many times we look into the media and we see these big jumbo jets. We see these big yachts, these Lamborghinis, all these girls, all these guys dressing up, showing off. But my friends, I want to tell you something. That's not quite the entrepreneurial lifestyle. Yes, there's 0.1% of people that might live like that who are entrepreneurs, but the majority of entrepreneurs don't live like that at all. The majority of entrepreneurs focus on their family. They focus on their craft. They focus on the legacy that they want to create. Yes, they're gonna have fun, but it's not gonna be as extravagant as the people that you see that are portrayed in the media. My friends, I want you to know that whenever you create your schedule, you will have your time, but that time is a large responsibility that you owe back to society. The seventh reason why I decided to become an entrepreneur is because of money. Yes, my friends, it's okay to admit that you want to be wealthy. Yes, it's okay to talk about money, even though most people in society consider it a taboo subject. My friends, it's okay to want money, only if you want it to do good. Because money is only a tool. Money is only a resource to help you get to where you want to be in life. If you think money is bad, then you're probably not going to like the rest of my videos. But if you understand that money is good and will only help you to become more of who you are, then you're going to want to tune in and watch hundreds of videos that I've created for you. My friends, there's so many things that you could do with money, and there's so many things you can't do without it. So if you want to get into business, understand that yes, there will be unlimited income, but you have to make sure to understand that that money is also an obligation that you owe to society. So there you go, my friends. I just shared with you 7 reasons why I decided to become an entrepreneur. If you want to hear more about my employee stories, please type yes in the comment section below. I have many more I can share with you. For now, make sure to follow me on Instagram, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please hit that notification button because I have so much more that I want to share with you. If you want mentorship with me, make sure to write me at info@danielalley.com. I will see every single email that comes into my direction, and I will make sure I do my best to reach out to you. Again, this is Daniel Alley, and I look forward to helping you become the person you want to be. And if it is an entrepreneur, then I look forward to your future success.